A man sent taunting letters to the police, signed with a crosshair. Another killer buried 11 women in the desert and was never named. These aren't cold cases. These are killers who were never caught. They committed murder. They vanished. And they took the answers with them. This is Crime Retold. Here are 5 serial killers who vanished and got away with murder. Number 1, the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer wasn't just a murderer. He was a narcissist with a flair for puzzles. In the late 1960s, he terrorized Northern California with a series of brutal stabbings and shootings. But what made him infamous wasn't the body count. It was the way he flaunted it. He mailed handwritten letters to newspapers, each one laced with taunts, strange symbols, and chilling threats. One of them began, "This is the Zodiac speaking."
Zodiac, a symbol that now stands for terror.
One of America's most notorious serial killers.
The Zodiac Killer.
Zodiac Killer.
Enclosed were cryptograms, some still unsolved to this day. Police believe he took at least 5 lives, though he claimed 37. In one of the most audacious moments, he called into a live TV show asking for a specific lawyer, all while the city panicked. Despite thousands of leads, composite sketches, and handwriting analysis, no arrest was ever made. The most promising suspect? Arthur Lee Allen. He matched the profile. He wore the right watch, but the evidence never stuck. Decades later, DNA has pointed to other suspects, but nothing conclusive. Some amateur sleuths claim they've solved it. Others say the real killer died decades ago. One haunting detail rarely discussed: police believe Zodiac may have sent additional letters under different names, trolling investigators for years after he stopped killing. To this day, the Zodiac case remains open. The killer may be dead, or living quietly under a new name. And somewhere, those letters and that symbol still haunt investigators. What secrets died with the Zodiac? We may never know. Or could someone out there still know the truth? Number 2, the Monster of Florence. Between 1968 and 1985, couples were brutally murdered in rural areas near Florence, Italy. The killer used a handgun and knife, often mutilating female victims. The crimes were gruesome and highly specific. The victims were always couples parked in secluded areas, lovers' lanes beneath the moonlight. The investigation spiraled into chaos. Over a dozen men were accused, one even convicted, then cleared. Police chased theories from satanic cults to mafia hits. Officials mishandled key evidence: bullets, autopsy files, things that might have cracked the case decades ago. Despite hundreds of interviews and witness sketches, no one was definitively charged. One chilling rumor? Some believe a group of affluent men commissioned the killings as part of a twisted ritual. To this day, it's never been proven. The victims' families still seek answers. After so long, justice feels unlikely. But the question lingers: where did the Monster of Florence go? And will he ever be unmasked? Number 3. The West Mesa Bone Collector. In 2009, a woman's dog uncovered a human bone in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Police dug deeper and found 11 women and an unborn child buried on the West Mesa.
Well, today is a very somber day in our city's history. It's been 15 years since bodies of 11 women and 1 unborn baby were discovered on Albuquerque's West Mesa. The search for whoever's responsible continues to this day. Since the initial discovery in 2009, APD says they've received 1,400 tips related to this case. Investigators have also performed 7 additional searches. Police say they're still investigating, and they're once again asking anyone with information on this case to contact Crime Stoppers.
Most victims had vanished between 2001 and 2005, many involved in sex work or addiction, cases largely ignored at the time. The FBI launched a task force. Satellite images revealed tire tracks and disturbed soil from as early as 2004. Dozens of suspects were questioned, including a man who lived nearby with a history of violence against sex workers. There was even talk of a connection to a human trafficking ring, but no solid leads ever emerged. Yet no arrests were made. Evidence was lost or inconclusive. Some believe the killer knew law enforcement tactics. Others think they simply got lucky. One detail haunts locals. Buried alongside the bodies were discarded children's toys, never explained. Was this someone they knew, someone they trusted, or a stranger who hunted in plain sight? For the families left behind, the question isn't just who did it, but why these women? And why did their disappearances go unnoticed for so long? To this day, the West Mesa desert keeps its secrets buried. Number 4. The Long Island serial killer, Lisk, between 2010 and 2011. Bodies of sex workers surfaced along Gilgo Beach, Long Island. Initially, police hesitated to call it a serial killer case. Internal turf battles and a police chief's cover-up slowed the investigation for years. The FBI was shut out, and families accused police of neglect. In 2023, a suspect, Rex Hoyerman, was arrested for some of the murders. But many victims don't fit his timeline or method. How many killers are we looking at? Is Lisk one man or many? Could there be accomplices, copycats? Or has another predator been hiding all along beneath the waves and dunes? The Gilgo Beach murders exposed not just the horror of the crimes themselves, but the cracks in the system meant to solve them. One former detective even claimed evidence boxes were mysteriously lost before they could be tested. The answers remain buried in the sand, for now. And as for the families, closure still feels far away. Number 5. The Colonial Parkway Killer. Between 1986 and 1989, 4 young couples were killed or vanished along Virginia's Colonial Parkway. The killer targeted lovers' lanes, stabbing, strangling, shooting. One couple disappeared without a trace. Their car was found blood-stained. Another couple's bodies were found dumped near the water. The FBI suspected a law enforcement officer but had no proof. Evidence was lost or never tested, and communication between agencies faltered. Over 30 years later, these families still ask the same questions. Why? How? Who? One victim's father kept a diary, meticulously tracking every rumor, every dead lead, every sleepless night waiting for answers. The killings stopped as suddenly as they started. Some think the killer died. Others believe they moved, changed their methods, or simply learned to hide better. The Colonial Parkway remains a stretch of road haunted not just by tragedy, but by the shadow of an unseen predator. Could this person still be alive, watching, waiting, or have they faded into obscurity like their victims, justice that slipped through the cracks? They vanished into darkness, and maybe they never left. Are they walking free among us, or buried beneath lies like their victims beneath the earth? What case haunts you the most? Comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crime Retold. Because some mysteries deserve to be solved, and some killers deserve to be found. Coming soon, more stories of the killers who disappeared, and the ones still out there. Stay safe, stay curious. Until next time.